So apparently Silverwolf already got nerfed. Now I don't know much about the character Silverwolf aside from the beginning, like little, like tutorial phase in Honkai Star Rail, and knowing that she's going to be coming up on the next banner, like like after the new lightning guy, it's going to be her, and then the new healer. So I have next to no knowledge of how strong she was or how strong she is now. I don't even know what path she is. She's probably going to be like an ice character. Never mind, she's quantum by the looks of it. Even better, because you don't have a lot of quantum characters.
Hi guys, with the upcoming release of Silverwolf, I thought I'll make kind of a discussion video about how good Silverwolf will be. I feel like Silverwolf is
disclaimer, this is a speculation, not a sure answer, okay?
To be one of a kind character for a very long time, mostly because of her ability to modify so much layers of the damage multiplication formula. If you look at the nerf that she got, the damage potential is still there. Previously, she was able to add multiple weaknesses to an enemy. Now,
she's a debuffer. Deals quantum damage equal to 140% of Silverwolf's attack to a single target, with an 85% base chance to inflict the target with one weakness of the same type as a random ally's attack type for 3 turns. The reduced enemy's damage resist to that attack type by 20%. In addition, there is a 100% base chance to reduce the damage resistance of the enemy by 16% for 3 turns. Okay, the new skill. There is a 90% base chance to add one weakness to an ally's type to the targeted enemy. This will this also reduces the enemy's damage resistance to that weakness by 20% for 2 turns. If the enemy already has that weakness, that type weakness, the effect of the damage resistant reduction to that weakness type will not be triggered. So it cannot stack, is what it's saying by the sound of it. Each enemy can only have one weakness implanted by Silverwolf. When Silverwolf implants another weakness to the target, only the most recent weakness will be kept. So she can only apply it. She can only apply one weakness at a time. If you apply another one, the most recent one will stay and the old one will go. Okay, so it's kind of like Tin Yoon's like buff skill, where you buff one ally, but when you want to buff another ally, it takes away the previous one, and then it only applies to the new one. Okay. In addition, there is a 100% base chance to reduce the damage resistance of the enemy further by 11.25% for 2 turns. Deals quantum damage equal to 245% of Silverwolf's attack to this enemy. There's a high chance to apply additional type weakness to a single enemy and deals okay. Huh. So it's not bad. Like, it's still really good, but again, it's probably only going to be good against like quantum enemies, and if you really do need like a debuff character. Other than that, which most likely will be quite a lot, like quite often. But for that, for a 5-star, honestly, I would rather just save for the healer, because you don't have a guaranteed chance of getting like Bailu, you don't, and you also only have one free healer, which is Natasha. If you get marched to C6, like E6, you have a mini healer, but even then, I would rather go for a healer character, because there's probably going to be lots of 4-star debuffers. We already have Pili, whatever her name is, that's able to reduce the enemy's defense. Granted, she doesn't work in all teams, but that said, you still have her, which is honestly quite good. And if you have like the 5-star ice dude with the sword, if you pair those two up with Pila's 1 E6. I think it's her E2, I believe, or E4, where she's able to reduce the ice resistance of enemies. So those two put together, fabulous team. You up his damage so much. So, and I'm pretty sure there's one other character that that nerfs enemies. So honestly, I do not see the appeal for this character just yet.
Able to keep one weakness.
Unless you count the fact that she is a 5-star, and if you are spending money or you want every character, then I guess there's a need for her. But other than that, I don't really see the appeal just yet.
To be honest, this could be easily manipulated since most of the times enemies has multiple weaknesses, so you do have to bring like a mono team or like a double element team with quantum. Bringing just one off element DPS easily mitigates the nerf. And the rest is just numbers nerf. As you will see in this video, the number that she can output is still pretty insane. Well, first, let's talk about her skill allow changes.
Let me put this a bit louder.
Basically can modify the enemy's weakness type. This actually goes way beyond just enabling your character to break the enemy. Basically, if the enemy is not weak to a certain element, you will deal 20% less damage to that enemy. Now, Silverwolf ability, once she has added the weakness, she nullifies that and add another 10% damage debuff on top of that. For example,
that sounds...
if your skill deals 100 damage, without Silverwolf, it will deal 80% of its damage, so 80. With Silverwolf skill active, you will deal 110% damage.
Okay, that's
so
actually... It's like, it's only like 30% damage, but I mean... 30% damage is damage, and especially for the later on, you do need lots of damage plus survivability, so okay, I kind of see the appeal for it.
110 damage. The way this ability works is different from your regular bonus damage buff, making her the only unit that is able to do this as of now. Next, let's talk about her ultimate. This is where the bulk of her damage increasing debuff comes from.
Okay, let's have a look.
Deals damage and defense threat to enemies by 45%, similar to Pella's ult.
Yeah.
But the thing is that this ultimate is single target, unlike Pella's ultimate, which is AoE. 45.
And I think that's where the big advantage. Like again, there's gonna be situations where you want to use Silverwolf, and other situations where you want to use Pella, he said Pella, I think. Whatever her name is. As I said before, every character is situational. Every character will be useful here, while others are useful there. So it's just up to the situation where you need Silverwolf, or you need her, Pila. It's just one of those situations, like, if they're weak to quantum, if you want a bigger damage boost, she's probably Silverwolf is probably what you want to go with. But if you want a more free to play like friendly character, Pila is just as good. Well, I shouldn't say as good, but more it is more accessible for most players. So I really have no idea. Me at the moment, I'm either gonna get Genuine or I'm gonna say for the Abundance character. I really do want another quantum character, but at the same time, you desperately need a healer. And if your only healer is Natasha, you desperately need another healer for your second team in the Forgotten Hall. It is guaranteed.
Percent defense threat roughly translates to around 30% more damage from your skill. Her ultimate when compared to someone like Pella's is obviously not that impressive, but let's talk about her talent next. Her talent, awaiting system response, is somewhat RNG, but the debuff that it gives lasts for 3 turns, making it possible for you to stack all 3 in one enemy. Now, the only
See, but it's RNG, and that's where the problem comes in, because if you have bad RNG, you're either going to lose and then start the fight over, or if it's a simulated universe, you're going to have to close your game and open it again, and that's how you beat it. So, again, RNG isn't that nice. It really isn't. Because if the whole game itself is already RNG when it comes to getting characters, getting light cones, getting enough materials to level up your characters, because you pray and hope to get the most materials you can. Otherwise, you have to sit for days trying to level up for like just 2 characters alone, because you have to get money, you have to get the materials for the traces, you have to get this, you have to get relics. The game already is hard enough as is. Do you really want to waste your gems or money trying to get this character? And honestly, I do not know if I want to. Nothing at the moment is like in my face saying, get her, she's going to change your account. It's not. I have a guaranteed banner character, and I'm either going to go for Genuine if he's good enough. If not, I'm saving for the abundance character. I do not want Silverwolf at the moment. Unless she gets massively buffed, or if it shows that she's actually really, really good, then I might go get her. But at the meantime, I just don't see the appeal.
Damage increasing debuff from her talent is defense shred for 8%. The attack reduce is kinda useless on high level enemies. Well,
yeah.
It will definitely make an impact, but not that much. The speed debuff is just nice to have, but the defense shred is definitely the star of the show here.
But again, it's RNG, so if you get the attack multiple times or the speed, the speed and the defense is the 2 biggest ones, because if you delay the enemies like turns and you have enough speed, you can obviously kill them before they even get a turn. But at the same time, the defense is almost just as good, or if not better, because enemies are so goddamn tanky. I've just recently been able to get my characters to get them to level 60. It is so goddamn rough when it comes to damage. I spent an hour in the simulated universe trying to do World 5. It is so rough.
A little bit of calculation myself, and it seems like if you stack her ultimate with her talent and her skill debuff, you will get around 90% increase in your skill damage. The way I calculate this is from a non-weak enemy to a certain element with an enemy that has been debuffed by Silverwolf's ultimate. 90% is pretty insane. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, what if I stack Silverwolf's kit and Bella's ultimate? Well, I got you covered. With Silverwolf's kit and Bella's ultimate combined, you will get an increase
168% damage.
168% of your damage. Well, this is some pretty insane number, isn't it? Now that you already know the numbers and how much damage Silverwolf is able to do, let's talk about her weaknesses. Her glaring weaknesses when compared to someone like Bella is that she is a hard single target unit. Meaning
and she is a 5-star.
To clear up the first waves of Memory of Chaos, for example. Her next weakness that comes with the nerf is that she can only retain 1 added elemental weakness to the enemy, so this will limit her team way more. But it's still kind of easy to manipulate this with your team. You can just use a DPS that has an element that the enemy is not weak to, and the rest of your team will be the element that the enemy has innate weakness to.
Like, I guess you can build around that. For instance, if you have 2 like quantum weakness enemies in like the Forgotten Hall or the Chaos Hall, I still haven't gotten to that yet. And you only have, and of course you only have 1 Sealy. If you're able to get the second one weak to like lightning or fire, then you can use Aster to break his weakness. And then you can build a team around that while having the second team have like Sealy and so on and so on. So I guess there's some appeal there, but at the same time, is it really that good?
Now, I want to talk about someone like Pela and Silverwolf combined with others.
Because, think about it, the game is just coming out. There will be so many other characters and other 4-stars that is accessible a lot earlier on that will absolutely negate that weakness swap. Because there's gonna be stronger 4-stars. You're gonna get lucky on a very strong 5-star eventually. Will you need this weakness swap thing later on. There is a chance, but at the same time, I don't see her lasting like past when patch 1.5 probably comes out. There's gonna be so many, most likely so many better 4 stars that you can use instead of Silverwolf. Unless they buff her like extremely, like so much later on, she's gonna fall off really, really, really fast later on in the game's life.
Supporting characters like Bronya or Tingyun and how they work together. The value that someone like Silverwolf and Pella brings to the table is way different than someone like Bronya. To better understand this, we need to understand the damage formula that this game abides by. In order to calculate the damage in this game, you need to do this formula right here. Someone like Tingyun and
I'd rather just him explain it. I'm not gonna do the math.
Bronya modifies the damage percent multiplier, the base damage, and the crit damage multiplier. While someone like Pella and Silverwolf modifies the defense multiplier and resistant multiplier.
Okay.
So supporting characters like Bronya actually works hand in hand with Silverwolf, since part of the multiplication that they modify are different from each other. It's better to bring a debuffer and another support for maximum damage instead of running a solo debuffer with a bunch of DPS, for example.
That's how they were. That's how you get those big screenshot numbers, because they bring in someone like Sealy against like a quantum weakness enemy. So they bring in Sealy, Bronya, Tingyun, Pila, and they're able to just absolutely buff up your like damage dealer, and your like decrease the enemy's defense by so much that you just have this massive screenshot damage where they do 417,000 damage and one-shots the enemy. But at the same time, that's only nice here and there. Obviously, it's a lot better in this game. Like, the satisfaction is a lot better in this game than it is in Genshin. But at the same time, is that really fun? For the first couple of days, maybe. Other than that, it gets really, really boring.
I also did some calculation regarding Bronya's kit combined with Silverwolf's kit, and the damage is kind of insane. It's even better than Bronya and Tingyun, but of course Silverwolf requires extra condition to activate.
And she's probably gonna be, like, the investment that you have to put in her is probably gonna be so high. Maybe not with her like debuffing skill where it's a chance based. I think it's a talent. Probably then it's not, or her ult. Like, it's probably not going to be that much investment. But overall, it's going to be really, really high investment because she's a 5-star. You're going to need extra materials to ascend her. You're going to need extra materials to level up her traces. You're going to want to get like a very good light cone for her, and you're going to have to get in like more like relics, which is just insane. Obviously, you're going to want to go for that effect hit rate set because of the debuffs. I don't know if she's like Sampo, where you need the effect hit rate. Maybe not, but because you're applying like status effects, I believe you will need it. So that's another set that you have to farm, on top of getting your damage dealers and other supports, like their investment. So overall, do you really want another 5-star that you need to invest in? Me personally, I'd rather just stick with Tingyun, Pila, and Bronya because I have Bronya. I'd rather stick with them for my debuffs and supports, just because it's 2 4-stars, so it doesn't require that much investment, and a 5-star, which is going to... Bronya is going to stick around for almost most of the game's lifespan. You'll always probably have her in one team or another because she buffs up your damage so much.
The next part that I want to talk about is skill point efficiency. How efficient is she with skill point? The only time she needs to use her skill is to reset the weakness addition, so once every 2 turns of the enemy. This means you can slip in 1 or 2 auto attack after your skill depending on how fast your Silverwolf is and how slow the enemy is. You can even slip in 3 auto attacks.
How is this?
There's no world where she will be skill
what
point
the wait.
Safely...
What the hell is this screen? Eidolons. Why does it
is
look like
and how
this?
slow the enemy is. You can
Why does it look like that? I'm so confused.
So there's no world where she will be skill point minus. So I can safely say she is a pretty skill point efficient unit.
I guess.
Just for funsies, I actually compared Bronya and Silverwolf supporting damage output. The answer is actually kind of expected by me. Basically, Bronya will do around the same damage when the DPS that they support crits, with Bronya giving 50% crit damage to the DPS. Well,
yes.
If the DPS doesn't crit, it's very obvious that Silverwolf will dwarf Bronya's.
Yes, but at the same time, you're most likely going to have enough crit for your main DPS to actually do damage, like get the crit. And in Silverwolf, it is chance based because you're either gonna get speed, attack, or defense. There is a chance that you don't get the defense, so the damage that you do is going to be lower if you don't get the defense roll. But then you can say, oh, but she has an ult that lowers the defense as well. But then Bronya has the skill that you can buff and the ult as well. The ult does the crit, and the attack and the skill does the damage for the damage dealers like skill. So in hindsight, they're about the same. If Silverwolf does get the defense like proc, then she's probably a bit more useful. But overall, if you build your damage dealer right, if she has enough crit rate, it won't matter. The Bronya will be better. Overall, she will be better.
Damage output. But yeah, just like I said
early on, Silverwolf, I will give it to her. She will be better. But later on, when it comes to the bigger tanky bosses, it's a 50-50, but me personally, I am leaning more towards Bronya.
Earlier, both of this support is very different and not meant to be compared with each other.
Yeah.
So, how strong will Silverwolf be? For me, a unit like Silverwolf will be a hard unit to find. A unit that can modify the resistance of your enemy is going...
That's going to fall off so fast later on in the game, when you have multiple characters, and there will be 4-star characters that can actually do like the weakness swaps, that can do massive damage even without the weakness swap, and you'll have so many more variety. Like for instance, if the enemy is imaginary weakness and you have Silverwolf and you don't have Welt, then yes, I can understand where the appeal comes in. But later on, we're going to get 4-stars. There is going to be other 5-star imaginary characters where you just won't need to do the weakness swap. It will not be needed later on in the game's lifespan.
Going to be always relevant, or there might not be another one other than Silverwolf in a very long time.
You won't need her is the thing.
Other debuffer usually only modifies defenses and the damage taken debuff like Sampo and Pella. So if I have to say myself, she's going to be one of the best, if not the best debuffer for a long time.
No. Okay, maybe the debuff part, yes. But at the same time, I would rather just stick with her, Pila, because she's a 4-star. She's more accessible than a 5-star. And honestly, you need a healer more than you need a debuffer. So what if the fight gets dragged out? At least you win with all of the stars. Maybe, if your damage is high enough. But sure, you might need her for the stuff to make it a bit faster. But at the same time, once you have your characters leveled up and so on, will you need her? Chances are, it's about a 70% chance, but at the same time, you won't.
And if you're wondering how I spout the numbers, saying the percentage increase and stuff, for the nerds out there, I present my calculation in the description, but my brain is only slightly better than a monkey, so excuse me if there's some wrong numbers and hard to read formula. But yeah, that is pretty much it, and as usual guys, stay broke and keep playing gacha.
Stay broke. Well said. So let me know if you guys are excited for Silverwolf. Me personally, I'm going to skip on her. I won't touch her banner unless it's a new 4-star. But even then, I'm still going to be very iffy on it because I really do not want her at the moment. She could get a massive buff where her defense reduction goes up to like 10%. Granted, that's only like 2% extra, but I mean that could mean from having like 1,000, having like 8,000 extra damage from the 8% to like 10,000 or 11,000 damage. That is massive, but at the same time, do you really need it? Later on, most likely not. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, stay tuned for more.